You know, people who don't know God and don't understand God have a tendency to paint God in very unrealistic ways. They understand God in very minimal light, in a very narrow ways of understanding. They don't understand the personality or the personableness of God, the relatability of God. Is God relatable? I think this is something that we absolutely have to answer. Can we know God? Does God care? Is there a personal aspect to an infinite God that man is even capable of experiencing? How about this one? Does God really care? Does God really give a rip about where I am and what's going on in my life? Well, Hebrews chapter 4, 15 and 16 says this. For we do not have a high priest who cannot sympathize with our weaknesses, but was in all points tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Point number one. Point to ponder, God is sympathetic to our struggles. So the answer is absolutely. God came in the flesh and experienced the life that we live, the experiences that we have, the temptations that we have. He did it sinlessly, he did it perfectly, but it doesn't mean that he's oblivious to how we respond to the temptations that we're facing. So that's a wonderful thing. We have a God who is sympathetic to our struggles. Point number two, God has provided power over our struggles. What's that called? The power over our struggles is something he refers to as grace. That's his provision, his power on flesh to do what flesh cannot do. Point number three, God has provided access to him in our struggles. He says, as a result of having this empathetic, sympathetic priest, come boldly and ask. Point number four, and this is a question, are we utilizing God's provision? Are we utilizing the things that God has made available for us to live this life according to his will? Listen, real problems require real solutions. So I want you to dig deep in God's word today.